Hey guys, welcome back. Today we discuss Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle has faced every kind of opposition and he stood strong against it. Recently though, he ripped into the opposition once again, zeroing in on the apparent hypocrisy of trans rights activists, specifically those engaging in the very kind of violence they accused his comedy of inciting. And no, I don't mean violence in the words are violence sense of that word, but actual acts of violence, crimes against the person as it's often described in the law, and by the very people who constantly pretend to care about the health and safety of others. In a live special for his podcast, The Midnight Miracle, the 49-year-old revealed more about what happened at those protests outside of his show in Minnesota back in July.
So I get to the show that night, and of course, protesters came. What a scene. Mayor, you wouldn't believe it. These were grown people of various genders and gender identities. They threw eggs. They threw eggs at the people who were lined up to see the show.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, they was doing all that shit. One lady was so mad with the protesters, she picked up a police barricade. You never seen them? They look like a bike rack. This bitch picked that barricade up by herself and threw it at the crowd. I gotta tell you, it's an amazing feat of strength for a woman.
Chappelle noted the irony of these people resorting to such behavior in the light of their accusations against him. He went on to say that one of the things that these people, the trans and their surrogates, always say is that my jokes are somehow going to be the root cause of some impending violence. But I gotta tell you, as abrasive as the activists were, the way they were protesting, throwing eggs at people, throwing barricades, cussing and screaming, nobody beat him up, he said, joking that even the crowd at a Luther Vandross concert would F these N-words up. And he's probably not wrong. He went on to dismiss the suggestion that this push to cancel him is driven by quote-unquote love. And instead, he called it for what it actually is, a concerted effort to strike fear into the heart of those they want to silence. He also suggested, and was quite likely right, that they were attempting to provoke him. He said, I feel like they wanted me to say something inflammatory. In a weird way, I think some of them had the intention of inciting violence against themselves for publicity. When one mean activist screamed at him for addressing them as quote-unquote ma'am without knowing how they identify, Chappelle said he replied, well, whatever you identify as, you're a white one. And she never objected to that, he said, suggesting they were a bunch of white people trying to tell a black man to shut up. And of course, none of these efforts have worked. Not the protesting, not the violence and abuse of fans, not even the direct attack on him personally at one of his shows. None of it has stopped Chappelle from taking the stage time and time again and speaking his piece in a comedic fashion. Whether you agree with him or not, Chappelle is a man with principles and integrity, attributes sorely missing in Hollywood today. But hey, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think about this outrageous behavior on the part of trans activists at this show. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.